Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a fabulous Sunday. We have some interesting things to cover today, as usual. So I say we just jump in and get there, shall we? Let's go. Okay, starting off with the royals, we have Lord Frederick Windsor. Now, he is the son of the Prince and Princess Michael of Kent, and he was spotted on day seven of Wimbledon. How's that? And talking about tennis, 11 soldiers from the 1st Battalion Grenadier Guards were invited to the tennis tournament on Saturday. This is the team of pallbearers who carried the late Queen's coffin. They were at center court and they sat right along the royal box. And we know the unit had a close connection with the Queen because she held the position of the company commander, and she made a personal review of them every decade. I think that's just lovely that they have been, rewarded this way. They got a standing ovation from the crowd. Wonderful. Next up, we have the Duke of Gloucester, who began in Rye Hall, I believe it's called, and he took a tour with C.S. Ellis Group, which is one of the largest employers. His next stop was at a business called Versatile Venues, and they were having an anniversary celebration as well. Now, when that tour was over, he went to a place called Rye Hall, where he was welcomed by Dr. Sarah Furness and their chairperson, Claire Andrew Brown. Now, after Rye Hall, he was seen in South Luffenham and Ketton, I believe is how you pronounce it. Now, he took a tour of the Green Dragon Pub's medieval vaulted beer cellar. That sounds like someplace I'd like to see. And he also went and viewed the restoration work at St. John's Church. I always find it interesting that this man at his age is able to carry out his duties without any whining or complaining, and yet others couldn't. And before anybody says anything, take into account his age. And yet he's out there doing his due. That's what I love. Moving on. Next up, the UKSA hosted the Princess Royal Princess Anne at their Founders Club dinner last week. Very nice. Once again, Anne, one of the hardest working royals, just like the Duke of Gloucester, going around doing her due and not complaining. I do remember, didn't she give advice to Meghan telling her to really embrace her charities? And not that this is any big surprise, but Princess Anne came out as the favorite royal for respect, dedication, and loyalty. Express did a poll and they asked them, who is your favorite member of the royal family that's not like one of the big names, like William or Catherine? Of course, Anne came in on top. And guess who came right behind her? Sophie. No surprise there either. Next up, the Duke of Kent apparently went to the Kent County Show. I believe it's Brock Hill Farms. Excellent photo. Moving on. Next up, we have the Duke of Edinburgh, who attended the presentation of colors for the 1st Battalion London Guards, and there was a parade by the Guards Reserve. Very nice. In my opinion, his work needs more coverage. All right, moving on. All right, let's move on to Harry and Meghan. It's coming out now that their celebrity friends are not defending them. You haven't heard a word from Beyonce. You haven't heard a word from Ellen or Portia. Look what happened with Courtney Cox. Harry threw her under the bus, letting people know that there was magic mushrooms in her house. And the more they talk about everybody else, the less people wanted them. The Clooneys, nothing. They weren't even invited to the Clooneys' big gala. Gayle King and Oprah. Not a word. Telling you. And it really doesn't take a genius to know that as they're trashing their family, the stars are distancing themselves from them. And yet Harry and Meghan haven't been able to see that. The victimhood is like turning everybody off. Now, articles are coming out saying that Harry's made it clear that he will not be returning to the UK. He didn't return for Prince Philip's memorial service. They're saying he didn't return for King Charles's first Trooping the Colour parade. He missed King Charles's Scottish coronation. When they had the Diana Awards, he put out a separate statement from William, which in my opinion was a big mistake because we saw that he didn't even congratulate the winners. As a matter of fact, if you look at that speech, which I covered a few days ago, I firmly believe that Meghan wrote that speech for him. He didn't return for his friend Jack's wedding, although it may be that he was not invited because his friends don't like the path he's gone down and they don't want any part of him. Can you blame them? Now, in the meantime, Meghan's new team, her new PR team, are hoping to, quote, connect her with key creative talent. In other words, take other people's ideas so that she can become a TV producer. She and her team are still trying to get ideas to Netflix. They're still trying to get the green light for proposals. So far, it's been reported that they proposed Great Expectation, but Netflix has not accepted that yet. So that may not even come to fruition. Now, if that doesn't work, then they're saying she wants to go back to being a leading lady and go back to acting. Now, the problem is she has no talent. They're saying in the article she had a successful acting career. The only thing she had was Suits. Nothing else. She had a few small little, things here and there, like the one in the car. We won't discuss that one. But nobody's going to hire her because apparently she's demanding. We already know what she did when she was on other shoots. She stole clothing, it's been alleged. And they're saying she might want to go back. The problem is nobody's going to want to work for her. So you know who's going to give her a job probably? Tyler Perry. Although he's all about making money. I don't know that he would take that chance on her. And she's very upset, these articles are saying, about being called a grifter. Because let's be honest, they said they could do something and then reality came a calling and they couldn't. And so now, yes, that's why they're being called grifters. Amazing. I mean, when the Queen died, she ran around directing Harry where to go during their walkabout. She couldn't just let him get on with it. She tried to tell him what to do. Now, in the meantime, a blind item has come out saying that Harry is going to be doing Netflix by himself, which I think is correct. I mean, we heard what happened last year. Meghan was in every shot. It was the Meghan show. That's why they haven't put the Netflix documentary Heart of Invictus out. They're having to reshoot a bunch of it. I think they're going to be reshooting a bunch of it this September. So it could be a while before it comes out. And I told you guys before, eventually they're going to start merching the kids because in the end, that's what they've got. So here you have these photos of Lily that suddenly show up. She clearly does have Thomas Markle's nose, but it wasn't going to take long. They started merching the outfit that she was wearing. Yes, ooh, you can buy it for $98. Look at this. This is what Princess Lilibet wore. It was inevitable. I told you guys, sooner or later, the kids are going to come into play. And that's what's happening. All right, moving on. People are really upset that the U.S. government is not releasing Harry's visa application. They're saying that they're inflammatory allegations, but it's just a delay tactic. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. Biden is going to be defeated. I'm not pro-Democrat. I'm not pro-Republican. I've already told you guys, I feel like we need new blood on both sides and we need younger on both sides. However, with that being said, I heard Trump is running again, or he's going to try to run again. If he wins, they'll release that visa in 3 seconds. What they want to know is, did Harry lie about his drug use on his immigration paperwork? And if he didn't lie on the paperwork, why did the American government give him a pass and let him come in when other people who have admitted to much less were turned away? Why was he given special treatment? It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, this is going to make it all the way to court. You watch. All right, moving on. All right, this is the last thing we're going to look at. These articles are coming out saying that, Meghan and Prince William had awkward eye contact on camera. But when you go back and you look at some of what was going on, then you start to see things in a different light. So even though we've looked at this situation, we're going to take one more look because it's, you you have to remember that after the Queen died, this was after the Oprah interview, which the Queen saw, and it was right before The Spare was released. And it wasn't long ago that we found out that Catherine is the one who said, "I want recollections may vary," in the line that was put out in the palace statement, which is her way of saying, you're lying. Recollections are vary. I didn't make you cry. You made me cry. And this is what happened. So with that, I pulled some of the old video, and you take another look at it and you literally get another spin from it, okay? So let's just go back and take a look. So we know this whole thing was delayed by an hour, but here's the interesting thing. Meghan gets out of the car. She stands to the right. She looks very unsure of herself. What should I do? William calls her over to introduce her, and then Meghan steps back. Let's take one more quick look. See Meghan on the right side. She walks up and then she just stops because she realizes Catherine is walking. She doesn't want to be too close to Catherine. And William has to call her over. And then she backs up, and Harry realizes where he's standing. He goes over to where Meghan is, and he's like a human shield between her, William, and Catherine. Catherine is not looking at Meghan. She's not interacting with Meghan. She's not giving Meghan the time of day. So they stand there talking, and when the talking is over, they all start walking down. Catherine does not look at Meghan. She doesn't acknowledge her. She doesn't talk to her. Nothing. She just gets by William and start walking down. They do, which you can't really blame her. Now, here's the best power move that I ever saw, but you almost missed. And let's not forget that Meghan and Harry were an hour late, and there's some rumor going around that Meghan had some alcohol on board, which I can believe. She didn't even want to open her own car door. Look at Catherine. She literally stares Meghan down, takes a step towards her. Meghan looks absolutely frightened. Then Meghan breaks contact and plays with her hair. One more time. Look at Catherine. Look at Meghan. She's backing up. And then Meghan is the one who breaks the eye contact. And then Catherine plasters on her gorgeous smile. "Hi, everybody. Yes, thank you," while Meghan is playing with her hair. And then Catherine just walks and gets in the car, and Meghan can't go to the car by herself because she's too nervous. Harry has to walk her around and put her in the car. That's what I'm talking about. Go, Catherine. And as far as the rumor of her being drunk, you'd have to look at this video and make your own determination. To me, yeah, she seems a little impaired. All right, it's animal update time. We're going to start with Finn, who I told you guys the other day likes to shove his nose into the blanket, and cover his face. And as we progressed, he got a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper until he was covered. Watch this.
Whereas my plan is cool because my rock actually works. He's still on the board.
So many ways to save. Life ready. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
Next up, I want to show you the hummingbird feeder. And then there was a storm coming and the birds were going insane. Watch this. That is a hummingbird.
It's dead.
Look at the hummingbird. It's okay. I'm going to have to make it silent. I just think that's so cool though that it's drinking. That's the first hummingbird I've seen.
Yeah.
So now I know that the amount is going down not due to evaporation, but because the hummingbird is actually drinking.
Yeah, so
That's crazy. It's like the birds know there's a storm coming. Wow, that's crazy with the birds. All right, you guys, Don't forget to leave those comments below and make them good. You know I'm watching them and I'm reading them. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've already hit the button, double check and make sure that you're still subscribed. For those of you who have donated to my coffee fund or through the thanks button, thank you so much. And don't forget to go into the description box to get the link to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my email, and my physical address in case there's something you want to send. As always, you guys, have a great day.